Dave's got Ray Romano, comedian Brian Regan, and Dave Matthews Band tonight.
If anyone knows anything about the kidnapping of Detective Agnew, please call the Battle Creek Police Department.
You guys have whatever FBI manpower you need. Hands in the air where we can see them.
That's the song.
Help!
New Battle Creek, Sunday. Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News at 11 p.m. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news now at 11. An officer jumps into a stolen pickup truck to keep it from rolling away.
A dramatic end to a chase that reached speeds of 100 miles per hour. The truck was stolen from Apple Valley, and the chase ended over a half hour ago on Newland Avenue and Philadelphia Street in Whittier.
Sky 2 was over the scene as the chase roared down the 605 freeway in the San Gabriel Valley. The driver came dangerously close to hitting some other vehicles.
The CHP says the gray Ford Dually was stolen with 3 children inside from an AutoZone in Apple Valley. And we're told the woman behind the wheel dropped the children off at a restaurant. The chase wound through residential neighborhoods down narrow streets.
Officers somehow knew where the driver was heading in Whittier and blocked her off. The truck was left in drive as the driver was taken into custody, and a CHP officer had to climb into the moving vehicle to stop it. Right there. Only on to a major traffic tie-up when a train stopped and blocked a busy crossing in Gardena. And home video appears to show an outrageous reason why that engineer had stopped the train. This all happened at 168th and Normandy. CBS 2's Erica Knocklin shows us the video and has the story you won't see anywhere else.
It's a familiar sight and sound until you realize that train isn't moving. Keep watching and you'll see the Union Pacific Railroad employee come out of a restaurant and get back on the train, all while drivers in their cars were forced to wait.
Couldn't believe it. Could not believe that he was ruining everybody's day and stopping us because he was hungry.
Robert Stahl, who lives in the South Bay but talked with us while on vacation, captured the video Wednesday using his cell phone and posted it to Facebook. He's an optometrist who says not only was he stopped in his tracks, but he also had a patient waiting.
Pretty frustrating at the time that I had to sit and wait for him. Looking back on it, it was pretty humorous.
This is where it happened at 168th and Normandy in Gardena. And apparently this wasn't just an emergency bathroom break. Robert Stahl says he could see through the window inside the restaurant.
He was sitting waiting for his food.
Look closely and you'll see what appears to be a small bag in the employee's hand.
I just didn't know who to report this to.
We showed it to a spokesman for Union Pacific Railroad who sent us this statement. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused to the local community. Management will take appropriate disciplinary action. The company also encourages others to call in if they see something similar.
I don't have a ton of time in my day to report everything that I see. So my suggestion would be that that guy should just bring his lunch to work.
In Gardena, Erica Knocklin, CBS 2 News.
Now take a look at this. Our cameras caught Caltrans watering freeway hillsides in the rain today during a drought. Is the state agency wasting water when we're supposed to be cutting back? After capturing hillside plants being watered along the 101 freeway near Barham Boulevard in Universal City, we went to Caltrans for answers. Here's CBS 2 political reporter Dave Bryant.
The cell phone video shows Caltrans sprinklers blasting out water on hillside plants while a light rain was falling after a night of rain showers along the 101 freeway in Universal City. And it comes despite freeway message boards that warn severe drought limit outdoor watering. So I asked Caltrans spokesman Patrick Chandler what's going on.
And some people look at that and say, well, wait a minute. The city's telling me I can't water my lawn for 2 days after it rains, so why are they watering, the freeway shrubbery?
Well, there's a number of reasons why. There's a lot of places where the vegetation actually provides erosion control. We have to have the erosion control there or the vegetation there to hold it in place.
But the question is, does Caltrans have the technology to turn off the sprinklers right away if a heavy rain is falling? And the answer appears to be in some cases maybe not, because so far the more sophisticated smart sprinkler technology, which automatically automatically shuts down when it rains is only in limited use along Southland freeways.
These products essentially consider and react to changing conditions in your yard.
This video promotes a home smart sprinkler system for its conservation of water and flexibility in rainy weather, shutting down rather than overwatering when it's not necessary. Recently, the California Transportation Commission approved an emergency expenditure of $28 million to install the new smart sprinkler systems across the state. But one thing has become clear: getting the job done will be neither quick nor cheap. In downtown LA, Dave Bryan, CBS 2 News.
Just as our local ski resorts were getting ready for summer, Mother Nature threw them a curveball: snow in May. Snow Summit at Big Bear Lake in the San Bernardino Mountains had to delay the summer opening of its popular mountain bike park. The drive up to Big Bear was not what bikers were expecting. Between 2 and 6 inches of new snow fell last night, and that was just enough to turn the bike trails into a muddy mess and delay the opening of Snow Summit Bike Park for at least a week.
We've been waiting all winter long for snow, and of course we don't get too much, and now we're ready for our summer operations: mountain biking, scenic sky chair, and Mother Nature throws a wrench at us.
So the bike rentals sit empty for another week. If all goes as planned, they hope to open the mountain bike park on May 15th. Well, let's get right to Jackie Johnson with a quick check of your conditions tonight. Jackie.
Thank you very much, Paul. Well, we have some wraparound moisture just on the back end of this latest area of low pressure. So what we're seeing still is a few snow flurries and a few light showers, mainly in San Bernardino, down in Orange County and Riverside County, right around Lake Elsinore. But for the most part, this area of low pressure is moving on out. The winter weather advisory and the wind advisory have both been canceled. As that moves out, high pressure will build in, and that means warmer, sunnier weather for the weekend. I'll tell you more about your Mother's Day forecast coming up. Pat, back to you.
All right, can't wait to hear that. Thanks, Jackie. Well, CBS 2 is first with the news. A suspect in a fatal hit-and-run crash that killed an Inland Empire mom has turned himself in after escaping to Mexico. Last month, that woman was struck along Sultanas Road in Homeland. CHP officers say 43-year-old Felipe Gonzalez crashed into Jennifer Blakey and a friend. Blakey died and her friend was seriously hurt. Investigators say Gonzalez fled to Mexico, but a source tells us his family and attorney convinced him to come back and face the charges.
A Southland dentist is under arrest tonight, accused of molesting 2 underage patients, and detectives are trying to find out if there are more victims. Deputies made the arrest at the dentist's office on West Rosecrans in Compton. Investigators say 51-year-old Muhammad Cater kissed 12 and 17-year-old girls on the lips while they were in his examination chair. Cater has worked at the Compton Family Dentistry office and at the Western Dental and Brighton Dental offices in San Bernardino. Tonight, there was no answer when we knocked at his home in Cypress. A neighbor says he's alarmed by the charges.
It's very terrifying to know that this is happening, you know, in our neighborhood, and him doing it to kids is just like, it's something unthinkable.
Detectives say if anyone knows about any other victims in this case, to call the LA County Sheriff's Department's Special Victims Unit.
A Bay Area couple can finally bring their baby home after going through a surrogacy nightmare. Christy and Hasib Amare were stuck in the state of Tabasco, Mexico, desperate for help. We first introduced you to the couple earlier this week. Tabasco unexpectedly stopped issuing birth certificates to all surrogate babies. The couple was denied a birth certificate day after day. After our sister station in San Francisco broke this story, the couple headed back to the registry office.
They kept saying no, but we kept pushing. We had 2 lawyers. I think it was just the power of the people.
Yeah.
And at one point, our lawyer showed him the video that you put together on CBS, and she said, "This is going to go bigger unless you give him the birth certificate."
Yeah. Now they finally have that birth certificate that they've been trying desperately to get, and will be heading home with their baby.
Officials at an Orange County high school are threatening to cancel this year's prom if students hold an NFL-style draft to select their dates. The draft at Corona Del Mar High School came to light last year. CBS 2 Orange County reporter Stacy Butler shows us why the controversy isn't going away.
I think that these boys probably had fun, easygoing, nice intentions, and never meant for anybody to get hurt.
Rumors of another prom draft at Corona Del Mar High have parents talking, and the school principal issuing a stern warning for the 2nd year in a row.
Some parents are concerned that there's a negative atmosphere surrounding the prom draft, and if they're children or daughters, weren't chosen? How are their feelings affected?
Last year, when Principal Kathy Scott heard of a group of boys treating the spring prom as an NFL-style draft, ranking female students and sometimes paying top dollar for first-round picks last year, she threatened to shut prom down. This year, rumors of another prom draft are surfacing again, prompting the Newport Mesa Unified School District to issue this statement. The principal's all call to parents was a preemptive measure to advise parents of her concerns and ask for their help based on rumors coming to her from some students, followed by a reminder from the principal of the commitment she made last year. If a prom draft occurs in 2015, she will cancel prom, which would affect over 800 students for the actions of a few. This alumna says whether the draft is right or wrong, she doesn't want her alma mater to make headlines again.
Like, it seemed like this whole past year, everything that was happening at CBM got exposed. Like the whole cheating scandal, how they hacked into the computer, and now this.
Students we spoke with told us there will not be a prom draft this year. If that's the case, prom will go on June 6th. At the school district headquarters in Costa Mesa, Stacy Butler, CBS 2 News.
An emotional day for friends and family of Erica Alonso as they laid her to rest. The Laguna Hills woman's body was found last month near Ortega Highway. The service for the 28-year-old was held at St. Nicholas Catholic Church. She was last seen at her on-again, off-again boyfriend's house in Irvine back in February. The pair allegedly got into an argument. Alonso's father says he has not spoken to her boyfriend.
We were expecting him to come forward and say, "I'm with you. I want to help searching for Erica and do something." I don't know what happened. He never did that. I don't know.
The autopsy showed no obvious signs of how she died, but further testing is underway.
A man convicted of killing his girlfriend and her mother smirked today when he was sentenced to 2 life sentences. Jonathan Chacon slit the throats of 19-year-old Courtney Bergman and her mother, Vicky, 3 years ago in the Redondo Beach apartment. Prosecutors say he was jealous of Courtney's contacts with another man. A family friend who found the bodies addressed the judge today.
I know there can be no real justice here, for Vicky and Courtney each died a terrifying, violent, and painful death, and he is still here on earth. Your Honor, I implore you to send Chacon to the most uncomfortable place possible.
The judge said Chacon's then a 2-year-old son was in the apartment at the time of the killings. He had to walk across blood to leave with his father.
Police could release the identity of the officer who shot and killed an unarmed homeless man in Venice as early as Monday. Police sources tell CBS 2 this is the officer who fired the shots that killed Brendan Glenn on Tuesday. Sources say the officer was treated at the hospital for ligament damage to his knee. Glenn's friends say he had been drinking for hours and was panhandling to get money to feed his dog. Witnesses say some shoving happened and someone called 911 before the shooting occurred.
The union representing LAUSD teachers voted tonight to accept an agreement with the district that includes a 10% salary increase over 2 years and caps on class sizes. The school board is expected to give final approval to the UTLA plan on Tuesday.
Just 2.5 months ago, the legendary Leonard Nimoy passed away. We knew him as Mr. Spock, but for his daughter, he was so much more. Only on CBS 2, Julie Nimoy shares with our Lisa Siegel precious memories of her father, never before seen photographs, and how she is fulfilling one of his final wishes.
Live long and prosper.
As Mr. Spock, Leonard Nimoy was an icon for generations of fans.
These are a pair of the ears he wore in the film.
But to Julie Nimoy,
he's Dad. That's who he is.
Now she is going on camera about the father she loved, the memories they shared, and a final mission she is carrying on for him.
Everyone out there in the world knows him as, Spock, Star Trek, so I thought it was a nice thing to, say hi, I'm his daughter, and he was my dad.
Julie says before anything else, her dad was all about family. In this home video, never seen before in public, a glimpse of the proud papa on Julie's first birthday.
He's holding me in his arms, and he's very happy, and he's got a huge smile, and, I'm just a little baby.
Yes, his kids were his heart, and he would do anything for them.
He was swinging from bell to bell. It's their eyes that lie, not my mouth.
When smaller roles didn't pay the bills, he did what any dad would do.
He worked in a tropical fish store. He had vending machines, drove a taxi.
But when she was 11, everything changed. That's when her dad got the role of a lifetime. She remembers the night the first episode of Star Trek came on.
It was just like, wow, my dad's on TV and he's got this costume on. And it was just a very joyful night and very exciting.
Life was changing for the Nimoys.
At that point, he was not driving the taxi.
And Leonard was becoming a star.
He was out of the house at 5 in the morning because he had, 2 hours of makeup.
And once in a while, the makeup would make its way home, or at least the eyebrows.
So they had to shave half of his eyebrows because his eyebrows went up. So, yes, he would come home and half his eyebrows would be gone. And his hair, was cut very short, like my bangs. No.
As the show got more popular and the family more visible, things got a little tricky.
Kids in school, they were saying, oh, there's Spock's daughter, he's on Star Trek. So, and then, do you have pointed ears? Can we see your ears?
When her dad created the famous Vulcan salute taken from a Jewish ritual, Julie mastered it.
Look, Dad, I got it. I can do the hands, the sign.
Julie says her dad taught them to be strong and independent, but also laugh and love. His love of animals passed on to her.
We had turtles, we had rabbits, we had cats and dogs and hamsters and guinea pigs. He even opened up a pet store in the valley.
Yes, Mr. Spock owned a pet shop.
Leonard Nimoy's Pet Pad. And opening day of the story at an elephant.
Just looking through pictures, the memories flood back.
This is my flight record book.
From flying with her dad to her acting debut.
He directed me to the new Oldsmobile Silhouette.
Her dad was directing, and she would be starring with him.
Compared to other forms of space travel, the Silhouette is the logical choice. Right, Dad? And he said, eminently logical. That was the last one.
For Julie, for her whole family, Leonard was the rock, stoic but emotional when need be, like the character he played so well.
He had his serious moments, but he had his emotional, loving, softer part.
And he used that to tell his family he was sick, COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, a lung disease that would eventually take his life. The #1 cause? Smoking. Julie says when her dad announced he had COPD, it wasn't easy, but it also wasn't just words. He made it his mission to raise awareness.
It's a lesson that I had to learn. I damaged lung cells many years ago.
He went on TV. He tweeted, I quit smoking 30 years ago. Not soon enough.
It takes a very big person to get out there and tell the world.
It was then Julie and her husband told Leonard they wanted to make a documentary to carry on his message. A documentary about COPD. They watched how it affected him.
He couldn't walk long distances. As it progressed, he needed oxygen. It becomes debilitating.
The film will be completed in the fall, a tribute to him, exploring those living with COPD, treatments available, and offering support to those who need it the most.
There's over 14 million people throughout the country that have it, and there's another 12, 13 million that actually have it, but they're unaware that they have it.
If I can help one person, that will be great.
This was his final mission. Julie will carry it on. She's just happy she didn't take for granted moments with her dad. This is one she will never forget.
That was our last photograph together. And we were just sitting in the sun, listening to the waves. I'll treasure that moment forever. I'm gonna miss him.
She knows the world will too. And that's why a piece of her heart is with his fans.
Live long and prosper.
I love him always.
Oh, that was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was, absolutely.
Well, now Julie says she knows her father is watching over her, and she believes this film that he believed in will make a difference.
For more information, just go to cbsla.com. Time now to check in with Jackie Johnson.
Yeah, see what that Mother's Day forecast is going to be. Hi, Jackie.
Hi there. Well, all the mothers can be happy, Paul and Pat, because the weather is clearing up and we should have a nice day for all the mothers on Sunday. Tomorrow will be that day of transition. In fact, we are starting to transition already. We're taking a live look from our Mount Wilson camera, and you can still see we've got some clearing, but also some clouds in place. The mountains over San Bernardino, however, are still getting some light rain and some snow showers. Just on the back end of that area of low pressure, we're getting some wraparound showers. So you can see on the Doppler radar, nothing like earlier today, but we are still seeing some moisture. But the good news is all the advisories have been lifted. The area of low pressure will continue to push off to the east, and as that happens, high pressure will build in behind it, and that will clear up and eventually warm up our weather because it has been chilly. Temperatures at least 10 degrees below average in most areas. It is a cold Friday night. Temperatures already down into the mid-50s in Riverside, 34 degrees in Big Bear, 50 in Lancaster, 57 in Van Nuys and downtown, 59 degrees currently in Santa Ana, and upper 50s in Oxnard. It is a windy night in anywhere from the Antelope Valley to the Apple Lucerne valleys, where winds are gusting up to around 24, 25 miles an hour. So here's the weather setup. We had this area of low pressure, created some lift and some instability. So yesterday into this morning, we had some thunderstorm activity from it. We had mountain snow anywhere down to around 5,000 feet. We had about an inch of snow. Some areas today and yesterday getting about a half inch of rain. So a pretty good rain maker for the most part, but high pressure building in behind it, and that is what will clear up our sky. So I want to show you the futurecast just so you know tomorrow morning, as I'm explaining this day of transition, you will wake up if you're up early Saturday morning. I won't be, but if you're up early, you will see some light showers and some drizzle and the cloudy skies. But as the day goes on, eventually that marine layer will retreat and we'll start to see clear skies, sunny conditions, and slightly warmer temperatures. Now, the same for your Mother's Day. So if you wake up on Mother's Day and you see gloomy conditions, just know it's that May gray. It will burn off and it will be a lovely afternoon. So temperatures for your Saturday, mid to upper 60s from the beaches to the LA and OC metro areas. Low 70s if you're inland or in the valleys, but much warmer on Sunday. Once that marine layer burns off, we've got mostly sunny skies, 60s at the beach, 73 in the LA and OC metro areas, 79 inland and in the valleys. A little bit warmer for the start of the work week, and then the May gray will be in full effect by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, keeping our temperatures on the mild side. Have a great one. Happy Mother's Day, Pat and Paul. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Jackie. You too. A reminder, the LA gun buyback is tomorrow, and you can turn in guns with no questions asked and receive valuable gift cards. For times, locations, and details, go to cbsla.com/gun buyback.
Well, up next at 11, grab a beer and help earthquake victims. Find out the local breweries with special weekend plans.
Plus, a child found alive, stuffed inside a suitcase. Find out how authorities say they caught on to the smuggler's strange plot.
Aerial coverage from Sky 2 is brought to you by Stater Brothers, where you always get more for less.
Think your mom will like this cool bag, or this cute top, or this jewelry box? Go to Ross. You'll save so much you could get her all three. And just because she'll say,
You shouldn't have.
Of course you should. She's your mom.
Mother's Day at Ross.
I wouldn't normally release someone with this infection.
Critics are calling Maggie one of the most audacious discoveries of the year. Arnold Schwarzenegger is fantastic. I will protect you. Maggie, rated PG-13, now playing.
Friday morning, no plans. Time for another random act of helpfulness. Hi.
Hi.
I'm from Honda, and I'd like to donate blood today.
Perfect.
I hope it's okay. I brought some friends with me. Today, we help some people we'll never meet.
A few of your friends. I love it.
And during our spring event, we can help you put an award-winning Honda in your garage. Right now, you can lease the 2015 Accord LX for just $199 a month plus tax. And the Accord is the best-selling car in California.
I thought it was going to be a slow day.
This Mother's Day weekend,
I'm actually having fun with you.
Really?
No, I'm underneath a deer with my head up your...
plan the perfect getaway.
This is the upper body strength.
It's super funny.
Hot Pursuit, rated PG-13. You get it. You know you can get great style and great savings at Ross. So if you're looking for the latest styles for spring, the best selection in your size at unbeatable savings, you gotta go to Ross.
Some doctors appear to be living well, but owe hundreds of thousands in student loans. They're not paying, but you, the taxpayer, are.
You live in about $1.5 million house, but you owe the federal government $100,000.
A David Goldstein investigation, Monday at 11 on CBS 2 News.
A startling security x-ray. Customs agents in Spain found a little boy packed inside a suitcase. Agents say a woman was smuggling 8-year-old Abu into Spanish territory from the Ivory Coast. They say she looked nervous as she tried to cross the border wheeling the luggage. The boy is in good condition and is with social services. Authorities arrested the young woman and the boy's dad. They believe he paid the woman to smuggle his son.
Well, if you like beer and want to help earthquake victims in Nepal, there's a perfect event for you tomorrow, the Crawl for Nepal.
We knew that we really had to do something. When it comes to supporting our community locally, we also know that we have to be internationally minded.
And out of that came the idea for tomorrow night's Crawl for Nepal. More than 30 pubs are participating. Each one will designate one of their tap beers as the donation, and 100% of the sales of that brew will be donated to help earthquake victims in Nepal. We have a full list of the bars and breweries participating. Just head to cbsla.com and click Scene on TV.
I'm Jim Hill. Coming up in sports, could the Clippers beat the Rockets tonight and take a 2-1 lead in their playoff series? We'll have highlights from Game 4 and a lot more. And that's next for you in sports.
Come in for a free Merle Norman service. You'll get glowing skin, find the right foundation, and learn how to apply the latest shades. Merle Norman, made in the USA. Your gift with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman cosmetic products.
There's only one show with enough energy to lift you out of your seat and into music history. Motown the Musical. It's more than a Broadway show. It's a celebration of music that transformed America. Motown the Musical.
Now at the Hollywood Pantages Theater, final 5 weeks through June 7th only. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Hey, can we help with that?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, well, in 5 years' time, we could be walking around a zoo with the sun shining down over me and you. And there'll be love in the bodies of the elephants too. And I'll put my hands over your eyes, but you'll peek through and there'll be...
Introducing the one and only Volkswagen Golf Sport Wagon, the sportier utility vehicle.
You used to sleep like a champ. Then boom, what happened? Stress, fun, bad habits, kids? Now what? Let's build a new, smarter bed using the dual air chambers to sense your movement, heartbeat, breathing. Introducing the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology. It tracks your sleep and tells you how to adjust for a good, better, and an awesome night. The difference? Try adjusting up or down. You'll know because Sleep IQ tells you. Only at a Sleep Number store where you'll find the best buy-rated mattress with Sleep IQ technology. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
These days it seems like everybody's talking about innovation. But what about innovating innovation? Yeah. I'm proud to bring you something that does exactly that. It's so thin. It's shatterproof, even bendable.
Dang.
You can play the front, and for the first time ever, the back. So proud to be a part of this.
Come in for a free Merle Norman service. You'll get glowing skin, find the right foundation, and learn how to apply the latest shades. Merle Norman, made in the USA. Your gift with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman cosmetic products.
Hi. Looking for a Prius, I bet. It's high-tech too, with the latest safety features and available Entune app suite, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to drone on.
Honey, stop messing with Jan.
Right now, you can get an incredible 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on any member of the legendary Prius family.
Enjoy your Prius.
Thanks, Jan.
Look out, people coming in hot.
Toyota, let's go places.
The Sports Report on CBS 2 is sponsored by your Southern California Toyota dealers.
We begin sports tonight in the NBA playoffs. Game 3 between the Clippers and the Rockets. Before the game, the NBA fined Matt Barnes $50,000 for directing inappropriate language at James Harden's mother during game number 2. After missing the first 2 games with a hamstring injury, Chris Paul was back in the lineup tonight in the first half. CP3 looking good, hitting the jumper. He had 12 points, and the Clippers led at halftime 64-57. But the third quarter was all about Austin Rivers, the coach's son. They're up 81-76 when the son of the coach hits a three-pointer to go up by 8. Later on, the Clippers are up 93-76. James Harden loses the ball. Jamal Crawford comes up and dishes off the great pass to Rivers for the bucket and the foul. The Clippers are up now 96-76. And there was more of Rivers in the quarter, as in the closing seconds he gets the floater to go. Rivers scored 15 of his 25 points in the third, as the Clippers win at 124-99 and take a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 series.
I can't give enough credit to the coaches and the players I play with. You know, working with Chris every day and guys like Jamal and JJ and Blake honestly have been so beneficial for me.
We need him, and we needed him tonight, and he was good. And that's, you know, probably later I'll be more excited about it. But then